Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome into the Spiced Up Sports Zone. I'm your host, Ben Spicer, coming your way here on Cool TV, where we are bringing you the best in local sports coverage. Big thanks to everyone for joining us here on Wednesday. We're going to talk about several sports on this episode of the show, but first we're going to stick with basketball as we have some big news from Rowan County. We didn't get a chance to talk about it on Monday because we were talking with Coach Brammer of East Carter, but the Rowan County girls basketball team coming off an impressive showing down in Owensboro at the 2A state tournament last weekend, finishing as state runner-up. Olivia Beach, Candace Chandler, Katie Chandler, and Haven Ford were all named to the all-tournament team. The Vikings defeated Lawrence County in the opening round, then topped Bell County to make it to the finals before falling to Christian Academy of Louisville in the title game. Rowan County defeated Lawrence County in the opening game in a matchup of two of the state's best in Haven Ford and Kinsley Feltner. We highlighted that matchup last Friday. That big overtime win led to Coach Stokes getting a nice cold water shower as he entered the locker room. And he said he's getting a little too old for this. I don't blame you, Coach. I don't want cold water poured on me. But congratulations to Rowan County. An outstanding showing. I believe Cal has won the last 5 2A state championship. So Rowan County going up against a team who has been there and done that before and gave them, frankly, all they wanted. So when you look at this Vikings girls basketball team, it's safe to say that they're starting to play their best basketball at the right time. Coach Stokes has his girls playing really well. Speaking of playing really well and hot at the right time, the region's hottest team, regardless of boys or girls, is no doubt Russell. The Red Devils have now won 11 straight games following a win over Menifee County on Monday night. Russell has not lost since Fleming County beat them by double digits in December. That stretch includes going 7-0 against region competition and 3-0 against district opponents. Russell's 16 wins are the best of any 16th region team right now, and their 12 region wins are the area's best too. No other region team has more than 7 wins against 16th region foes. The Devils play 2 of their last 3 district games at home. They'll have a tough one on the road at Lewis County coming up on January 27th. Some additional games of note ahead for Russell include a trip to Boyd County on January 31st and a visit to Bath County on February 11th. Let's look at football now. Ironton will have 5 open dates on their schedule in 2024 after the Ohio Valley Conference opted to vote them out of the OVC in football only. The Fighting Tigers will retain Wheelersburg, Jackson, Fairland, Gallia Academy, and Portsmouth on their schedule, but will need to find new games to replace those other OVC foes. Since Trevin Pendleton was named head coach at Ironton, his teams are 19-0 against those other OVC teams, Chesapeake, South Point, Rock Hill, and Coal Grove. Only one game in that span has been decided by 21 points or less, a 9-point win over Coal Grove in 2018. Ironton's average margin of victory in these games is 42.7 points per game, and the Fighting Tigers have also recorded 6 shutouts. Pendleton is 33-2 overall against OVC teams since taking the job in 2018, with the only 2 losses coming to Gallia Academy and Portsmouth in his first season. Ironton has finished as state runner-up in 3 of the last 4 years. So my take on that is I think it works out for everyone. You know, you look at that margin of victory, Ironton doesn't really gain anything from those big wins against those opponents. Now they have the opportunity to really be considered an independent and play whoever they want to play. Of course, they get to keep Gallia Academy, their rival Portsmouth on the schedule, as well as Fairland, 3 very talented OVC teams year in and year out. Also keeping Jackson and Wheelersburg. We know how good those teams are over in Ohio too. So that really opens things up. And I know several Raceland fans have already said, we shared this post on our Cool TV page, they've already said, hey, let's line them up. Let's get Ironton over here, or we'll go over to the tank and play. And I think that would be good for both programs. You know, Raceland has had some issues at finding opponents too. Several area schools have dropped them off of the schedule. Ironton also played Johnson Central last year. They're expected to go down to take on the Golden Eagles this year. So just something to keep an eye on. That will be, again, in 2024. So 2023, Ironton will still be a member of the OVC, but moving forward in just football will not be a member of the conference starting in 2024. Well, we've talked basketball and football so far on the show. We're going to take a quick break here on Spice Up Sports Zone, and when we return, we're going to be talking about Kentucky high school wrestling.
I'm April Perry, the CEO of Kentucky Farmers Bank. On average, our employees have been with Kentucky Farmers Bank for over 10 years, and that is important to you and us. We want you to know who you are dealing with. Whether you are financing a new home, buying a car, or remodeling your kitchen, Kentucky Farmers Bank is the better bank for all your needs.
Kentucky Farmers Bank, the better bank for all your financial needs since 1931. Located in Ashland, Summit, and Catlettsburg. KentuckyFarmersBank.com. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
For those on the go, the smoothie connoisseur, the break room favorite, and for those that just never quite have it all, Clark's has what you need to keep your day on track. Make life easier and keep your busy schedule moving forward with everything you need at Clark's. Clark's Pump and Shop. Return, refresh, refuel.
Does your gas station or convenience store need a facelift? If so, call River City Builders at 473-4112 for your remedy. Big or small projects, River City's Builders is a company for all your needs. We have extensive experience in the petroleum industry, from routine gas dispenser and canopy maintenance to above-ground, underground tank and piping work to full-blown remodels and new builds. Call River City Builders at 473-4112 for all your petroleum needs. We'll cover your back and keep your customers pumping gas.
When you have business away from home or a planned event far from your comfort zone, you're probably going to need a little help. Let A&A Porta Potties assist you with all your portable toilet needs. Whether on a construction site, planning for an outdoor wedding, or any other outdoor event, A&A Porta Potties are here to assist you. A&A Porta Potties also rents out storage containers, office containers, cooling fans, tables, and chairs. A&A Porta Potties, there is no event too big or too small for us to accommodate you.
Welcome back into the Spiced Up Sports Zone. Kentucky high school wrestling underway as teams prepare for region, semi-state, and state meets. And for Greenup County, they are just 2 years in as a program led by TJ Stephenson. Coach Stephenson has seen a crazy amount of growth from year one to year two within the program. Got the chance to talk with him after Greenup County hosted a tri-meet with Ashland and Wood County last night.
Second year of the program. Just think back to when you guys first got started up to now. What's the biggest difference do you feel like heading into year two for this program?
Definitely our numbers. The interest has really started taking off this year. Last year we only had 7, and this year now we're up to 20. So definitely the interest from football players and girls. You know, we had 1 girl last year, now we've got 5. So just the interest is a big difference.
Thinking about wrestling, as a whole in this area, I think it's safe to say, a lot of programs starting up. What do you think about the status of wrestling in Eastern Kentucky, Northeastern Kentucky at this point in time?
Oh, it's exploding. Last year us and Mason started our first program. This year Raceland, East Carter's got a program. I know next year Russell and Lawrence counties starting theirs. So it's just exploding and in this area, and that's a great thing. And it's really being led on by a lot of the girls. The girls wrestling is really growing too, and that's a good thing. So it's nice to watch and be a part of that too.
You see a lot of football players obviously wrestling because there's things that carry over to the football field or carry over from the football field to wrestling, but you've got a lot of kids who don't play any other sports. So what kind of factored into getting kids like that out there onto the team?
Well, I'm a firm believer that wrestling, there's a spot on the team for anybody. Wrestling is all inclusive. Now it's hard work. They're gonna have to put in that work, but there is a spot for everybody. As far as having non-football players, they come out. We put it out there. I have a meeting every year, let them know that we have a wrestling team, and if they're interested, join. And I've been pleasantly surprised that a lot of them came out and they stuck with it, even though sometimes I wonder if they're going to quit or not. But they stuck with it. So.
A great match here at the Greenhouse tonight. You had Wood County, Ashland coming out. Programs that have been around for a little while and have sustained success. How did you guys do, and what's it like competing against schools like Ashland and Wood County?
Yeah, they're very solid programs, both of them. They always do well at region, and they've been around for multiple years. Ashland's been around for a long time. Boyd's been around since I believe 2013, 2014, sometime in there. So they have a track record, and they've been around for a while, so that helps them a lot. I thought we did good. We we can always work on some things, and having a lot of first-year wrestlers, it's not always easy. They forget a lot of things or make little mistakes, but all in all, I thought we did good tonight. Still got some stuff to work on before region, but I'm happy with it.
This is year 2, so going from year 1 to year 2, we've already seen the growth. Maybe looking ahead, year 3, year 4, where do you think this program will be at, and how do you get there?
Well, we're really young, so we have 2 seniors this year, and we have 2 juniors, and then we have the rest are either sophomores, freshmen, or middle schoolers. So I think with year 3 and 4, I'm looking forward to just continuing to grow the program, one with numbers, but also with skill. I expect these kids to stick with it, and I expect them to be there for the next multiple years, however many they got left, and that way whenever they become seniors, we're competing for going to state rather than just going to semi-state. So just continue to grow.
When you have business away from home or a planned event far from your comfort zone, you're probably going to need a little help. Let A&A Porta Potties assist you with all your portable toilet needs. Whether on a construction site, planning for an outdoor wedding, or any other outdoor event, A&A Porta Potties are here to assist you. A&A Porta Potties also rents out storage containers, office containers, cooling fans, tables, and chairs. A&A Porta Potties, there is no event too big or too small for us to accommodate you.
For those on the go, the smoothie connoisseur, the break room favorite, and for those that just never quite have it all, Clark's has what you need to keep your day on track. Make life easier and keep your busy schedule moving forward with everything you need at Clark's. Clark's Pump and Shop. Return, refresh, refuel.
Does your gas station or convenience store need a facelift? If so, call River City Builders at 473-4112 for your remedy. Big or small projects, River City's Builders is a company for all your needs. We have extensive experience in the petroleum industry, from routine gas dispenser and canopy maintenance to above-ground, underground tank and piping work to full-blown remodels and new builds. Call River City Builders at 473-4112 for all your petroleum needs. We'll cover your back and keep your customers pumping gas.
I'm April Perry, the CEO of Kentucky Farmers Bank. On average, our employees have been with Kentucky Farmers Bank for over 10 years, and that is important to you and us. We want you to know who you are dealing with. Whether you are financing a new home, buying a car, or remodeling your kitchen, Kentucky Farmers Bank is the better bank for all your needs.
Kentucky Farmers Bank, the better bank for all your financial needs since 1931. Located in Ashland, Summit, and Catlettsburg. KentuckyFarmersBank.com. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
We are back, spiced up Sports Zone. We heard from Greenup County wrestling coach TJ Stephenson on our last segment, but how about 2 athletes who have played an integral part in Greenup County's wrestling program? Senior Zachery Dyer and junior Gracie Clark decided to give wrestling a try last year, and they liked it so much they came out for another year and are excited for the foundation and tradition they've been able to start with this Greenup County wrestling program.
We've gotten a lot better in the program from last year to this year.
You've also gotten a lot of new kids to come out. So what's that been like? How has that changed things? You guys only have 3 or 4 kids on your team last year to 20 now. Like, how does that change things when you go to these matches?
It gives us a better chance at winning because we got more spots to fill. And at practice, we got more people to practice with, so it makes it a lot easier.
Tonight, you guys went up against Ashland and Wood County. Just talk about how that went for you and for the rest of the team.
Well, most of it's our first and second year, so I feel like we did pretty good against those 2 strong teams.
What ultimately made you want to come out and be a part of the wrestling team? This is the only sport that you play.
I saw a couple kids wrestling and grew up wrestling, and I was like, might as well just join the wrestling team.
And what made you want to come back for year 2? You must have liked it then.
I fell in love with it.
So now, as a senior, you've been a part of the first 2 Greenup County wrestling teams. What does that kind of mean to you to be a part of, building the tradition here?
I'm the first senior to graduate, and feels like I'm making history.
Looking at last year from this year, what do you think the biggest difference in the Greenup County wrestling team is?
I think the biggest difference is the numbers we have now. It's a lot easier to have practice partners, and we get a lot more time at tournaments because we're filming more weight classes.
One big thing that Coach pointed out was, girls wrestling and the growth of that in the area. Have you kind of seen that, and what have you noticed maybe in your time here as wrestling has gone on for you?
Well, last year I was the only girl on the team, and now we have 5, and when you go to more tournaments, there's just more girls on every team, and at the end of the season when state tournament's coming, it's really cool to see all the girls there.
What made you ultimately want to come out and be a part of the wrestling team?
I just heard about it, and I thought it'd be kind of cool. I always grew up watching wrestling and everything.
What has been, the greatest experience or maybe the best part of being a part of this team so far?
Definitely the friendships and putting in the hard work, and then the feeling you get when your hand gets raised on the mat. It's awesome.
You guys got to compete tonight against Ashland and Boyd County. How did you do, and how do you feel that the team did as well?
I had an exhibition match, and I won that one. And the team did really well, especially for it being our first year, and Ashland and Boyd having a team for longer, having more experience.
What do you think of the future of Greenup County wrestling holds, and how cool is it for you to kind of be a part of the first teams and building that tradition here?
I think that we're going to have a really good program in the future. I think we're going to have really big teams, a lot more girls, a lot more experience, and we're going to have really good moves, techniques, and everything.
That's all we've got for today's show. Again, thanks everyone for watching another edition of Spiced Up Sports Zone. We will be back on Friday as we close out another week in area sports right here on Cool TV. Before you go, hit that like and subscribe button. Turn the bell on so you can get notified anytime we go live or post a new video on our YouTube page. I'm Ben Spicer again saying thanks for watching another episode of Spiced Up Sports Zone.